Hello, hello everybody. Welcome back to some more Legend of Zelda. We just got our super magical sword, so now everything will die very quickly. And now we're going to go and do level 6. I think this is level 6. How are you doing, Gok?
I have used the time on the holiday very responsibly.
I would hope so. I said 4:30 and you're like an hour and a half late.
We had so it's a holiday today here in Botswana,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought holiday is an excellent opportunity to put the house in order, that kind of stuff. I spent most of it playing Morrowind. I should not have played that much Morrowind.
Yeah, you tried to show me some Morrowind gameplay the other day, and it kept crashing, so I was like, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. Wanted to show, like, I did a bunch of enchanting today, and my god, enchanting in Morrowind sucks all the ass. If you want one thing that Oblivion and Skyrim did much better than Morrowind, it was enchanting. Because Jesus Christ, it's borderline. It's borderline impossible making a constant effect item that is decent and satisfactory.
Unless like your enchanting's like 100 or something, right?
Not even that, like, because like. All that getting 100 in enchanting does is raise your chances of success. The problem is the chances of success for a constant effect item are minuscule, like retarded tiny, in the negatives sometimes. Like.
Well, that's when you have to enchant an item to make it so that way your enchantment is really high.
Or you can just do like a fortify enchanting spell with 1 second of duration, because that's the one funny thing. Like time is frozen whenever you log onto because enchanting is done through the menu in Morrowind.
Mm-hmm.
And time freezes when you use the menu, so you can just make a 1 second, make a fortify enchantment spell for 1 second, and then you just make that 1 second count.
Yeah, we should do that stream sometime, but I don't think we can ever get Kel on at the same time. He's always so busy.
That is unfortunate. It would be nice to have him around for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and these blue whiz robes are fucking annoying as all hell. Yeah, I thought about saving there, and then I was like, nah, I want to complete this dungeon. Although, spoiler alert, I don't, because I don't have the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It's Goma's dungeon, right?
Yes, it is. That's why we got the hint for, aim for the eyes of Goma.
Yeah, I've been there. I also stumbled upon this problem in my first playthrough.
Yeah. Although there
That's
isn't...
why that's why the arrows are like one of the first things I buy.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the arrows, at least not in the, this game, just because there's no arrow counter. It's based on your rupee count. And it's one of those things where it's just like, I don't know. I understand the limitations and all that, but at the same time, it's like, I hate the idea of, it being like, it's tied to your costs rather than like a specific item. So it's like harder to manage everything, or at least that much harder.
You have also to beat. Have you beat any of the other Scrolls game?
I've played the shit out of 4 and 5. I've never actually beaten them. Though I do know that how 4 ends. And I kind of know how 5 ends. And that's good enough. So, because of the way that 4 ends, I know that the royal line basically dies off completely, but how do they decide on a new royal line?
Good question. I don't know. Like the Septim line just dies, and then by the time Skyrim comes around, it's another. The Emperor is a guy called Titus Mede.
Yeah, because I know one of the Dark Brotherhood quests is that you just go out and assassinate him because... I don't even remember why you assassinate him. It's just sort of like some guy said, I want to be king, so assassinate him. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I guess some guy just... Yeah, Skyrim is very much the point in the franchise where the Empire is dying.
Okay.
But yeah,
Unlike in Legend of Zelda, where the Empire never dies, it's always the royal family is in charge.
Yeah, and Link is a based monarchist who is always there to just make sure it remains in power.
I don't know. I'm kind of the camp that monarchies, at least in our current day and age, are kind of not that necessary, but I don't know.
No, I'd say saying your country is run by a king is much cooler than saying it's run by a president. Especially from when your democracy is cringe and gay.
Yeah, but let's see. What was I gonna say? I don't know. It's just one of those things where, like, some of the few royal families that are still alive, like the English one, like, what the fuck do they do even? Like, they still have power technically, but they never exercise it. Not even like the really stupid ones, like they own all the swans in England.
I think it's a matter like for the English, it's a matter of historical continuity. They like the fact that there is this institution in the case of the monarchy that has been there for centuries.
That's been not useful since like the medieval period.
How much is government useful in general?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they only have.
How useful are government programs?
Yeah, I mean, really, the only thing the government should really be doing is keeping the roads up to date and water and electricity supplied to the people, and they can't even do that half the time. But let's see here. Okay, that's why I was having problems navigating this area. It's the stupid snake room. And funny enough, bombs don't actually hurt Link if they blow up on your face, but I guess I'm just into that habit of stay away from the bombs.
Well, Link is just built different.
It's that blue ring, baby.
Yeah.
Yep, and here's Goma, and I don't have arrows, so guess who's fucked. I thought maybe the sword could work, but no, it does not. It needs to be arrows. So, Gotta go through the
Now-
whole dungeon.
Now for the walk of shame.
Yeah. Although, what's kind of funny about the original Legend of Zelda is that there is one level where you get a surplus of keys, and then there's one level where there's like you have an amount of keys that you need. Like there's not enough in the dungeon itself. So it's one of those weird things where it's like, oh, you have to actually do the dungeon beforehand and get the more keys so you have enough keys for the next dungeon kind of thing. Because apparently any key can just work in any door in this game. And I guess that's a fast way to get out of the dungeon. And then we're just going to save and reload. So we just go right back to the start. So, because I didn't do level 5, we shall go do that next instead. And do level 6 later when I have enough rupees to buy arrows. And I think we have the power croissant, so we can just take the shortcuts.
Oh no, the cat just dropped something.
Hmm?
Oh no, the cat just dropped something.
Hopefully it wasn't your other beer mug that you like.
Yeah, I don't have any beer mugs at the moment. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of cats, I visited my dentist today, and she has a bit of disdain about cats. She says that, oh yeah, in my country we call them little thieves. And I got a mouth guard. Or not really a mouth guard, like a... It's not an implant, it's more of like... Fuck, I forgot how to do it. What exactly to call it. It's basically like a mold of my teeth. So that way I can wear it when I'm sleeping and hopefully correct my jawline. But anyway. She said to be very careful about it if I have a cat, because they can knock it over and make it dirty and all that fun stuff.
From what country is she from?
I don't know exactly, and I never asked, but it would be one of the Eastern European countries, definitely.
In my country, we call them little thieves. Yeah. Let me just and that's why you're about to be deported.
But
Let me just alert the police here.
But one of the cool things is that to get the mold of my teeth, they had to basically put like a type of waxy gum in my mouth, and to get the mold of my teeth, and then they actually said, okay, so here's like what your teeth look like, and I have like a little porcelain mold of my mouth, essentially, and they let me keep it. So now I got a little mouth that goes.
Yeah, I used to have one of those too, because I have very bent out of shape teeth. My front teeth were bent in very weird ways, so for the time I had to wear bracers. So yeah, they let me keep the mode from my.
Dig Dogger hates certain kind of sound. Alright. And that's a really weird way of saying play the flute when you meet Dig Dogger. And they don't even explain what a Dig Dogger is, you're just supposed to know what Dig Dogger is.
Oh. That's one of the funniest moments in the game, like 3 dongos.
Yeah, what's worse than one Dodongo? 3 of them. And I have just enough bombs to deal with the rest of it, so I have to be careful. Come on. There you go. I do like the little animation when they go bleh.
I think I've been to this point of the game and ran out of bombs trying to fight these guys.
Yeah, it kind of sucks when there's only the one weakness and you can't do anything else about it. That is one benefit that the other games have, is that even if you run out of the main weakness, there's at least ways in the area to still deal with them. It's just a little bit harder. Although there is a surplus of Gibdos, and Gibdos tend to drop bombs consistently. So.
Now eat the fairy?
Yeah, eat the fairy, bomb the walls, and since... Oh, damn it. Bombs disappeared. Feels bad. Let's see. Yeah, it's the reason why I got them all. It's not necessarily like a major like health issue or something like that. It's just more along the lines of like my jaw in of itself has a for whatever reason just recently, like, and by recently I mean like about a year ago. It's the actual part of my lower jaw that connects to the rest of my skull is like out of alignment slightly, and so it might have picked up on some recordings, but sometimes it cracks. So I asked my dentist about it, and they said, oh yeah, we can put this essentially mouth guard and you wear it while you sleep, and that should help correct it. And it's like, alright, cool, I'll try that out. Because like I said, it's not the worst thing in the world, it's just kind of annoying. Kind of like when your knuckles get a little bit tight, so you crack them. Except I can never get that relief. There's a few other things that are up with my teeth, but most of them are just sort of cosmetic, and I don't really care that much about it.
I was pondering the ethics of making a sex joke right now.
What, like, about my teeth?
About your jaw.
Oh, I've been sucking too much dick or something?
Around that line.
There we go, we got the flute. Yeah, boy. And aside from Dig Dogger, you use it to get into level 7, I think it is. Yeah, 7. And that's all it's good for.
And you left the Goma unkilled.
In level 6? Yeah, because I don't have the arrows. We'll go back to level 6, don't worry. This is a 100% playthrough. And it wouldn't be a 100% playthrough if I didn't complete a level. Which would actually be impressive. Oh, god damn it, I would like to have more bombs, but I also need to save up for arrows.
That's why you're there. That's why you buy them at the beginning of the game.
No, grinding for 6 hours for rupees is stupid. I'll just,
sometimes I ponder if the delay from on Bethesda's Bethesda's delay on providing providing us a sequel to the Elder Scrolls 6 is because they don't know how to. They aren't sure how to take on the events of Skyrim.
Well, the only thing I really know about it is that you kill basically the big evil dragon guy. but I'm not
Yeah.
sure how that really shakes up everything.
But there is also the war.
Oh, between the
Wait,
Nords
sorry.
and the Imperial?
Yeah, so what is it gonna be? Are they gonna make like a Elder Scrolls 6 and by the end of and yeah, it turns out the war is still not over.
Yeah, maybe.
What's
Or they'll go with the average of what people went for and realize that, oh yeah, it would be really fucking stupid if the main character decided to side with the fucking Imperial, considering that they tried to execute them with no knowledge as to what the crime was. They were just like, oh, you're here? Well, obviously you must be evil and therefore deserve to die. Even though we lost the records as to what you even did. And the only thing that we know is that you tried to cross the border. So
Yeah, that was a pretty dumb point in the. But they needed a reason to have like that. I guess they just wanted the little bit of tension right at the fake tension right at the beginning of the game.
there is one thing that I know you and I are not the biggest fans of extra credits, but there was one thing that they mentioned about the whole that I do agree with, that in Skyrim they kind of make the point that because of you make your character before you go onto the chopping block, it essentially ruins the suspense that you might actually be executed, because it's sort of like, well, why the hell would you go through all that effort to make a character if they're just going to execute you anyway?
Yeah.
And then they said what would have been funny is that if they executed your character and then you had to make a new character. Which I think they probably should have done. That would have been funny, even if it would have been immensely annoying. And I tried playing the flute there because I know that in later Zelda games, those weird bunny jumpy things, they don't like the flute noise, and that's like the only way to kill them. But apparently in this game, you can just hit them with your sword, and that's good enough.
There's another funny thing about Elder Scrolls continuity. We know that it's heavily implied that the Sheogorath you find in Skyrim is like the hero of Kivach, who was just mantled into Sheogorath and just became the god. Became like the god of madness. So I was thinking like, so I think the idea is then that at least the main quest for the expansions of Elder Scrolls would be canonical. So I'm thinking, how would they do that in relation to something like the Dawnguard DLC? Will they have that? Will they have that the Dragonborn become a vampire? Help destroy have the Dawnguard destroy the vampires? What will be?
Yeah, I don't know. But if it's anything to go by, I'm sure that the writing team at Bethesda will not immediately fuck everything up and imply that the main character is a war criminal. You heard of that, right?
I would have probably they would just go like a cop out, like our registers of the Dragonborn just ceased to exist after this point. He disappeared after joining the Dawnguard. That's it.
Yeah, it'd probably be something like, oh yeah, because he killed a dragon that got sent into the future, wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff happened, and all the records of him existing disappeared, except our knowledge that he existed.
Or they're probably gonna use they're gonna take the approach from Daggerfall and just use the Alduin's Alduin's defeat as like an excuse for another dragon break.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Also, a weird thing about the first Legend of Zelda game. There's a staircase pretty much at every level entrance that has the statue guys. I forget what they call them. And if you wake them up, it'll make the staircase appear, but it's just a second entrance to the level. I don't know why they did that. It's like a harder way to get into the level, but you know, for whatever reason, if you need that option, there you go.
Like going through the back door.
Well, it's not even that. It's like a second front door that leads you to the exact same area as the first front door.
Link's just like rude asshole who just jumps through the window instead of using the door like a normal person.
Or he's like that dwarf in Dungeon Meshi, where it's he just it's like, oh yeah, I need to climb down the mountain. Time to go head first.
That's not Dungeon Meshi, that is Free Aaron.
Okay, whatever. It's one of the animes that came out recently that's medieval fantasy.
Yeah. For once, it's not just a guy who gets hit by a truck and teleported to another world. I do see a funny meme recently. It's Chuck Norris walking down, crossing the street, and then a truck comes in, knocks on him, and the truck gets teleported to another world.
Let's see. Yeah, also kind of the weird thing about the maps here is that the map in the pause screen is accurate to the like the map underneath the level, but because the level map is a little bit stretched, it's kind of hard to line up where exactly you are in comparison to the pause map. Or at least I find it's a little bit awkward. And I guess now I'm grinding for rupees.
Oh.
Because I really want those bombs. Come on, mister.
And you were not cutting that out.
No. I mean, it probably doesn't take me that long. Because everything very quickly like respawns, and these enemies are they're decent at dropping rupees, and all it takes is just to go in and out of the dungeon. So
No, they're not being very collaborative now.
yeah. That's always the case in RPGs. They're never useful when you need them to be. Yeah, we got some 5 rupees, so we're only 6 away. Yeah, and if you want to wake these guys up without taking damage, do it from any position that isn't the front. And you should be fine.
Oh, nice.
Yep, we just need 5 more rupees. Almost there. Yeah. Let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, that was Tears of the Kingdom, because I've been getting recommended a bunch. Hey, 100. I've been getting a lot of recommendations about Tears of the Kingdom of people on both sides of the fence being like, oh yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, like one of the worst Zelda games ever, and then some other people are saying like, oh yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, best Zelda game ever. And it's like, okay, what's like non-crazy people's opinions? Or I guess relatively not crazy people's opinions.
I don't know, I don't have a Switch.
Okay.
I am poor. I gotta pay the rent. and the rent doesn't let me buy a Switch. Pisses me off, man.
Yeah, and the sad thing is that your rent prices, I would gladly accept those here in Canada, because the rent is for like a, not even a one-bedroom, like a studio or a bachelor's apartment in my area is like $1,000 a month, and that's pretty much half of my paycheck for a month. And then if I want to upgrade to a one-bedroom, it's $2,000. So
yeah, oh my god.
And then everyone is wondering, like, oh man, why don't you just work harder? And it's like, okay, I'm already working 40 hours full time, and I'm making more than minimum wage, and I still can't afford shit.
Yeah. I mean, generally, I think the main thing I know about Tears of the Kingdom is that people went crazy. There were a lot of people who really enjoy the crafting.
Yeah,
So
like, yeah, I've seen like some of the videos where people made like full-on Gundams and shit, but it's one of those things where I've kind of wondered, like, I guess this is sort of like a weird thing on my end, but I found that a lot of the people who really, really like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, they're more like a lot of the people that like it are the people who never really played a Zelda game before this, or don't really like Zelda games in general, you know? I wouldn't go so far as to say they're grifters, but they're not making a good counter argument to people who would say that.
Breath of the Wild capitalized a lot on the open world craze.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, they did a very good job with it. A lot more so than like Ubisoft has been doing as of late. Anyway. Because I've played Far Cry 3 and 4, and those were good games, although 4's story was kind of like whatever. 3 did a much better job, but the one thing I do like about 4 is that you can technically beat the game right at the very start of the game, if you just wait around for long enough.
The unfortunate thing, like, they don't have like a proper campaign for siding with Pagan Mean, right? So.
Who's Pagan Mean?
The guy the guy who in the pink suit, the dictator.
Oh, the dictator. Yeah, kind of going to my point of that game is not very good in the story department. I completely forgot who that guy was, and he's like the most interesting character.
Yeah, but that's the point. Like, you can theoretically like get to the credits by just waiting around for him to come back.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. And I like games that do shit like that.
Yeah, but and you enjoy the Crab Rangoon. But like, why couldn't they have a proper campaign for him? You know? Oh yeah, like because isn't Pagan Mean's goal entirely to just hand the country over to you?
Basically, I think. I'm not sure. Like, he's just sort of like, yeah, I'm a dictator and I'm a complete asshole, and I loved your mother to the point where I'm gonna taste her ashes and say they're delicious. And then he's torturing somebody. He's like, oh, hold on, I'll be back in a sec. And then he's like, oh, and if you wait around for him, I guess he's like, okay, here's my fucking country. Have fun with it.
Yeah, but I think that the whole point really is that he wants to have you as your character as his successor. So couldn't they make a campaign for him like you have for the other two? Who are the other two assholes in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could have, but at the same time, it's like one of those, oh, why would you side with the evil dictator? And it's like, I don't know, maybe the dictator had made some good points. Maybe he's just a hard ass, rules with an iron fist. Maybe the rebels are stupid assholes, like rebels usually are.
Which they are. Like, they are absolute bastards. So, so really,
Look,
I
all I
think it
know
would be-
is... All I know about Far Cry 4 is that if you don't get up and leave, you don't get to ride elephants, and that is the best part of the game.
Yeah, but they could have had that in a Pagan Mean campaign. Like you side with Pagan Mean, and what happens is, okay, now you get to shoot the rebels, and you're gonna have access to everything the country has to offer. So, like,
Yeah. And here's something I also discovered while playing this. If you have a blue potion and you buy a blue potion, it upgrades to a red potion. So you don't need to waste that much extra money buying a red potion if you have a blue potion. I mean, it makes sense, but considering, you know, programming back in these days and all that good shit, I was skeptical.
it's the Oblivion alchemy. You know how like you mix a cheese wheel with a cheese wedge, and you get like a health potion. You get a restore fatigue potion.
Well, yeah, because something made from milk that has a chemical in it that makes people tired. If you mix that with more milk, that obviously that makes you less fatigued.
Yeah, it's a really funny thing. Like, but both the cheese wheel and the cheese wedge in Oblivion are like they can make for a restore fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just mix like mix the cheese with the cheese, and you get a health potion, a stamina potion.
Yeah, it's like when you have powdered milk, right? You just mix that with real milk, and then you double your milk content. Come on, it's just basic math. Let's see, I think I
The numbers don't lie.
Hmm?
The numbers don't lie.
Let's see here. I guess I could have taken the shortcut, but I also needed the arrows. Also, I'm kind of lost in trying to figure out where I'm supposed to even be going. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm trying to get back to level 6 and trying to navigate the whole which way is north kind of thing. Was this level 6? I can't remember. Yep, it was. Yay. Good news for everybody. I did finish recording Zelda 2. That was a lot of fun. I don't know why people dislike that game as much as they do, but
I think that is very much like a very one of those very archaic opinions, you know, like how everyone disliked Wind Waker when it came out.
Well, the reason why people disliked Wind Waker when it came out was because they showed off the gameplay trailer for, like, essentially what would have been, I guess, Twilight Princess. Like, it was the more realistic or a more anime style, or the usual anime style that, like, Ocarina of Time had. And then, just out of nowhere, in comes Wind Waker, and it's like, what? And everyone was like, what the fuck is this? But, yeah, it's, in retrospect, that was a really dumb take, for people to have.
Yeah, like how ever since Ocarina of Time, every Zelda game that appears is like becomes the black sheep of the franchise for a few years until the next one comes about. then people will find people remember. Yeah, that game that came before actually really good. That was like the pretty much the curse with the Zelda franchise up to a few years ago.
Yeah, basically the opposite problem that Sonic the Hedgehog has, where the fans claim that the newest one is always the best one and has saved the franchise, and then when the next one comes out, you ask about the previous one, and they're like, oh yeah, that game fucking bullshit, like it was awful. But this new one, holy shit!
Sonic Colors was pretty good though.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few outliers, but basically it's sort of like, people were saying that Sonic Forces was good, and unless you're the type of person who has unironically made a Sonic OC, then no, that game is pretty fucking balls.
Yeah, it seems really case like Sega are just too. They're just too high on cocaine to just stick to a formula that works.
Yeah, I remember that JonTron video. That was a good one.
I don't remember the JonTron video, actually.
Oh, it was his sort of like review on Sonic R. A really shitty... Oh, God damn it, the guy teleported into me. It was a really shitty Sonic racing game where they play like shampoo hair commercial for the music. Like, it's really fucking weird. And JonTron was like, what the fuck was going on at Sega? And he did a skit where it was him and his friend, and they were snorting a fuck ton of cocaine. And JonTron comes in and is like, George! And George wakes up from his face like full of cocaine, and he like wipes it all off, and he's like, what the fuck is a Sonic? And it's like, we need to make a Sonic game, like, right now. That was a good bit.
I haven't seen that video in... well over a decade, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe that's how long a lot of these YouTubers have been around for, but... makes you feel old, doesn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, like the problem with Sega is like they're too retarded to stick to a formula, you know. I don't know. They released Sonic Colors. Sonic Colors was successful. People loved it. I played it. It was pretty good. So like instead of saying they could have said, hey, people like this one. Let's do more like this.
Yeah, what's really weird is that
let's try to make Sonic Galaxy. You know?
I don't remember a Sonic Galaxy. Like, what was that?
I think the name was Lost World.
Oh, yeah, the 3D one for the Wii U. Right? That was like a weird soft reboot of the series where they also changed around a lot of the personality of the characters. Or am I thinking of something else? God, they all blend together and they're all shit.
You're perhaps thinking of Sonic Boom.
That's it. It was Sonic
Boom. They changed the design of the character, but yeah, Sonic. It was like that combo, a really not very good combo of like Lost Worlds and Sonic Boom, and basically Sega just refusing to just stick to the formula, to the Sonic formula that people want.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird thing, because even when they do get the formula right, there's something about it that they add that people don't like, so they kind of assume that, oh, none of the players that actually want it, kind of thing, ever.
Like the Sonic Unleashed?
Yeah, I heard that the daytime sections were good, but when you're a werewolf, it's like a really shitty-ass version of God of War. That makes no sense, because for whatever reason, Sonic has stretchy arms.
Yeah. Yeah, like that was the thing. Like, people mainly say, like, make a game. People have been telling Sega for like a decade, make a game that is just like day levels for Sonic Unleashed day levels, and stop being retarded. Stop inventing stuff that we don't want.
Yeah, but if we don't invent the wheel every time, then people aren't going to be interested.
I don't know, people have been buying Call of Duty and sad dead games for by the millions for over a decade now.
Look, Call of Duty is the only place where you can still, wait. I know that the meme of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 lobby is alive and well, but do they still go around screaming at each other in the lobby, or has that sort of died off?
I think that died off because nowadays they have this thing like, well, you stop, if you start being mean to other retards on the Call of Duty lobby, they silence you or other stuff, you know.
Which, to be fair, that was always an option, but it always baffled me that, like, people who complain that gamers are toxic never brought that up, and so, like... of course, I know why they don't bring it up. It would completely defeat their argument, but it's just sort of like, yeah, why don't you just mute them?
The point is control. The point is having an excuse to exert control over the companies. So, like, oh, people called me, I logged in, like, to play Modern Warfare 2, and people started calling me racial slurs and stuff, and yeah, that's why most people are there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember, like, you log on, you see if you go to, I don't play online multiplayer games, so I don't know. I have never had the experience myself, but I know if you go like on a video showing like a Modern Warfare lobby, how it was like the people just shouting obscenities at each other.
Yeah.
And you look at the comments and everyone, good times.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
I occasionally do play online games. Mostly Hearthstone, but like more competitive online games. Like I used to play a bit of Heroes of the Storm, and occasionally I'll hop into like Age of Empires 2 or something. I'm fucking awful at Age of Empires 2, but you know, it's fun. But anyway.
Go on.
There was one time when I tried doing ranked mode in Heroes of the Storm, and I got paired with a Korean, or two Koreans actually, and they were in a group party together, and the one Korean guy was constantly bitching at us for being fucking awful at the game, even though he wasn't doing that hot himself. But half of the things that he was saying was in Korean, so I just kept making fun of him, saying like, essentially saying like, none of us speak Korean, you're gonna have to speak English, kind of thing. And by the end of it, when we lost, I said, well, I'm sorry to hear about what you had. Hopefully your Korean diarrhea clears up soon. So.
Well, at least the Koreans are keeping the tradition alive.
Of, like, getting mad in lobby?
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, Heroes of the Storm is a pretty dead game, so it's one of those things where the actual complete shitheels that MOBAs are known for has sort of died down, so it's at least tolerable.
Well, I wouldn't know. I never play them anyway. I generally just avoid. I just don't play multiplayer games. I'm from the time of the split screen, you know.
Yeah,
those were the days.
Now, my cousin mentioned that there were some ghetto things that they would do to try and make the screen split thing fair, so that way you couldn't screen cheat. By like putting a piece of cardboard in between like the screens or whatever, and having the people on the opposite ends of the room kind of thing. Did you do anything like that, or were you like me, where it's
No.
sort of like, okay, so split screen is, you know, it's kind of a part of the game. Like, it sucks, but at the same time, it's like it's an option that's there.
Yeah. I don't know. I usually I'm talking about like playing racing games with my cousins.
Oh, okay. Because, like, I was more referencing, like, things like GoldenEye and the original Halos and stuff like that. But, like, I do remember, like, when some of my friends would come over, I would know instantly where people were because, you know, I would see on their side of the screen, and they would get upset with me that I was screen cheating, and it's like, what? You could do the exact same thing to me, and I wouldn't give half a shit.
Get good, bruh. Yeah.
Oh,
I did try it. So I did try at one point playing Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark is a
with-
very good first-person shooter, especially for the
Yeah.
time, but it's
I
very fucking difficult.
I tried playing with my cousins, so like they would be the enemies. The problem is that my cousins are much better at games than I am.
Oh yeah, the original Perfect Dark had that weird thing where it was like, enemy co-op mode or something like that, where second player played
counter-op.
like one of the enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never tried that, but it seems like a pretty interesting idea. I know that Banjo-Tooie had an idea to work a two-player mode into Banjo-Tooie's single-player mode by doing something like that, where there would be like the devil bottles, and the second player would control the devil bottles, and then they could use the devil bottle to take over the bodies and possess like enemies, and have them play a bit smarter. But due to limitations, that never got implemented.
I think possibly the lamest kind of co-op I've seen around is the doppelganger style on Devil May Cry 3. If you have the doppelganger style, whenever you use the devil trigger, a second player can control the doppelganger. The problem is that it's like it's just a few seconds that a person gets to control the character. Pretty horrible.
Yeah, or it's kind of like in Beyond Two Souls, it has a co-op mode, but the second player only controls the ghost segments.
I think there was I probably commented with you though. It was like Beyond Two Souls. There's a playthrough, like Adam playthrough from Adam from Your Movie Sucks, where they're just intentionally failing every prompt, and the game just progresses either way.
Yeah, there was that really funny one that I liked of in Heavy Rain, where you're going through the Chinese supermarket and you fail every single QuickTime event to try and catch the guy.
Yeah, that one is amazing. But yeah, that one and the 500% animation are some of the best entertainment I've seen come out of that game.
Yeah, it's just funny because it's one of those things where David Cage just takes himself way too fucking seriously, so the moment you do something slightly silly, it's just a laugh riot.
Isn't he French-Canadian?
Yes.
Ah.
And of course everyone made the joke that he's been unnecessarily creepy with Ellen Page, with Beyond Two Souls. Because, to be fair, he was very fucking weird about it.
If I make it not games with her, she'll stop being a lesbian.
Essentially. And I guess he was so repulsive that she transitioned, so good job.
But yeah, like what how did the conversation get here again?
We were talking about co-op.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't recall if the Adam playthrough was like the playthrough from Adam was. The name of the channel is Adam Plays.
Yeah.
But like I never know how to actually characterize it. But anyway, his playthrough. I don't recall if it was like just failing every prompt or if they were just not touching the controller. Because I think like the result was the same. Like you can't just go through the whole game without touching the controller.
Well, yeah, because there's a secret in the tip of the nose. That's an interesting one.
Because the French Canadian kind does not trust the intelligence of the player.
No, it's basically just David Cage. He's a fucking moron. So that tip of the nose tip refers to this dungeon. It kind of looks like a face, I think, if I remember correctly. So if you go into the tip of the nose and bomb one of the walls, then you get a secret. But, let's see, what else was there? I think the closest thing that he did to making an actual game, David Cage, was like his first game. And I can't even remember what it was called.
Was that Indigo Prophecy?
I think that was the second one that he made. There was like one on the Dreamcast that he made that like no one's heard of. But it still had that sort of idea of, oh, let's make gaming more mature by turning it into a fucking movie.
Which has not entirely died, to be honest.
No. If the recent God of Wars have taught me anything, it's that that theory is still alive and well. Unfortunately.
Well, mentality.
Yeah.
Theory. Yeah. But yeah, I kind of blame Half-Life for the unskippable gameplay, story sections in games.
Yeah, but even then, like Half-Life 2, where it got bad, you can still fuck around with the environment and do things and have fun on your own while the guys are talking. Like, yeah, a lot of these games don't even let you do that.
Yeah, like, you just have to continue... You just... Like, those sections in games, like, you just have to press forward so you can have the illusion of gameplay. That is honestly, like... That is worse than an unskippable cutscene. Because with a cutscene, at least I can just...
Get up and take a piss.
Yeah. Get up and I can take a piss. I can go grab a drink. With those games, with those sections, with those walking segments in game, I have to. The game just forces me there to be there. Otherwise, it doesn't progress. And like really,
I would like more bombs, but fuck your price tag.
You're still on that.
No.
Oh, you get 16 bombs from this one.
Yeah.
Right?
Every time you buy the upgrade, they upgrade your bomb counter by 4. So there's 2 of them, so you can get a max of 16.
Yeah. Yeah, but like people saw like how how acclaimed Half-Life 2 was, and then it's like let's do this, but worse.
I think
to be fair, like those were my absolute least favorite moments in Half-Life 2. Like, they are the reason why I don't want to play that game again. Because I just can't be bothered with putting up with those segments again.
Yeah, I think I got to Ravenholm before I stopped playing, which is a shame because that's when you get the gravity gun and meet with like the best character, but still. One day I'll go back and play it again. I also need to beat Half-Life 1, but because I played that game on my old shitty-ass HP laptop that kept having the hard drive crash on me. I had to restart that game like 5 or 6 fucking times, and I'm just sick of doing the beginning segment.
Half-Life 2 wasn't even that bad with the playable cutscenes. I don't know how to say that, like the in-game story. Is there a proper name for that? That kind of practice.
Interactive cutscenes.
Yeah, but like Half-Life, the first Half-Life 1 wasn't even that bad. It was the second one was the one that got annoying to me.
Oh, grumble, grumble. Here's some meat. Fantastic. We got through the puzzle. Personally, I think when it comes to like these things that like the idea of turning things into a movie to make it more mature, I think what really kicked it off and made it shitty were the walking simulators, and I believe the first one was Dear Esther.
Hey.
Because I played Dear Esther, and Jesus fucking Christ, that game is a piece of shit and a half, to say the least.
Yeah, it's. I remember that one getting pretty infamous.
Yeah. So you know those walking segments in God of War and all that, where you just push forward on the control stick and that's it? Imagine a whole game like that's just that.
I imagine such.
Yeah. That's entirely Dear Esther. It's just you push W.
What's the point of that game?
The point of that game is that it's a story of a man coming to terms with the fact that his wife or something died. To be honest, it's never really made clear who Esther is, like it's related to the main character. But it's just one of those things where it's sort of like, oh yeah, you come to terms with it, and that's it. It's, like I said, it's not a very good game.
Is that a speedrun of that game?
Fuck, I could do a Let's Play of that game, and it wouldn't surprise me if there is a speedrun of it. Playing the game normally and 100%ing it takes like 40 minutes, so... I think I did play it once on my channel, like way back in the day when I just did more like donkey-style gameplay videos. And like I said, I think even editing it down, it took me like, the video is like 20 minutes long, and I show off like everything. Oh yeah, we got the red candles, so now we can shoot 2 fires at once, and we don't have to do a screen transition to recharge it. So, yay us.
Oh, look at that chug.
Yeah, these 8-bits can't handle all these lasers and boomerangs. Oh yeah, and this wand we can't actually use until we get the book. You can't even beat people above the head with it. It's just sort of like, yeah, it's just a wand, that's it.
Wait, isn't the book just the one that makes the enemy sets the enemy on fire?
No, what the book does is that whenever you use the wand, you shoot a fireball like you would with the candle, except it goes all the way until it hits a wall or something, rather than the candle, which just goes like a few squares.
Are you sure? Because I seem to remember using the candle before getting the book, but it's just that the book sets the enemies on fire.
No, like, the wand, I meant. Like, the wand, you can't use the wand until you get the book, and the book allows it so that when you use the wand, it shoots a ray that sets people on fire.
Yeah, but I seem to I seem to remember I think I remember using the book. No, using the wand before getting the book.
Yeah, you can use the wand before getting the book. It just doesn't do anything. Like, you can hit people over the head with it and it doesn't do anything. At least I'm pretty sure you, when you hit people over the head, it doesn't do anything.
I think what it does is it sends like a weak ass. Wow, that just ignored you completely.
Yeah.
It sends you like a very weak force beam.
No, it doesn't even do that. It's just that you just wave the wand like you would your sword, and that's it. I'm pretty certain that's the case, anyway.
Hello.
Yeah, fucking wall masters.
The bad touch boys. They're paired with us. The most annoying thing about the game here is how they are paired. So. Oh, this is the lizard dungeon, right?
Yeah, they're all named something, but I think this one might be called Lizard. I can't remember. But, yeah, when it comes to, like, the later dungeons, I don't remember what they're called, but they're always called something really simple, like, the one that looks like a moon is called Moon, for example. And, also for the longest time, I thought these guys were pigs, the boomerang guys, but according to, Zelda 2, they're supposed to be, like, weird cat people. With, big bushy mustaches.
Did you get the other bomb upgrade?
Not yet. Don't have enough money. So we'll get that next time. So, and with that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Have a nice night.
Bye.